just see if YouTube wants to play nice. Keep that open because that's the only way I'm talking to you. Close that. And see if we got some cool kids in the chat. We got some cool kids in the chat. Close that. And my dumb voice is there, so everything's working. How's it going, everybody? And welcome to Shin Megami Tensei Network Link 236. I'm your host, Spencer Presley. Joining me today for this very special anniversary podcast is Katana Riku, or who I will just be calling Riku.
Hey everyone. Hey chat. What's up, Spencer? I'm glad to be here. Thanks for inviting me. I like Shin Megami Tensei. I like Persona. I like other JRPGs, and yeah, that's basically it.
You did like the fastest intro I think this show has ever had before. For for a who the person is, because like I think a record might have been I had the intro to who the person was and how they got into the show was maybe over half the length of the episode. It was like the top comment was, hey, if you want to get to the show topic, it's like an hour or something, because it just completely like threw off the rails for it. But that's like kind of the funny thing with getting on as many guests for it as possible. It's like, obviously guests are always welcome to come on as many or as little times as they want to, but I always kind of try and treat each show like the last, so you don't want to like ever lose those like conversation topics or things to come up.
It's true.
But even though you did do your intro, I'm gonna try a little bit harder because I gotta ask you a couple more specifics because I'm mean like that. So, my man, I gotta ask. First off, where does the name come from?
Okay, Katana Riku. All right, so the katana part is just a random word. I like swords. I like kind of like I like anime type stuff. So I like swords. Katana is my favorite. Riku is technically kind of like a Final Fantasy type thing, but it also is like technically part of my name in Japanese. So yeah, that's basically, I just merged two words together. At first it was going to be Zelda Riku, but I was like, I don't like that at all. That makes no sense.
Talk about pigeonholing yourself. Only Square Enix and only Nintendo.
Basically, yeah. So I said, let's just change it. Katana Riku. I like that. And I just kept it. I kind of want to change it, but it's too late now, so I'm just going to stay how I am.
So, I gotta ask for you, because I've seen you pop around in, like, similar friend groups for a while, but in terms of, like, kind of putting yourself out there online and, like, doing videos on YouTube and stuff, how long have you been really doing that, and how's your experience been recently?
Okay, so the first time I really started to do content was when I got my capture card. It was my first capture card. It wasn't even my Elgato that I have now. I was setting up a stream to do Smash, and I basically just got into a habit of streaming Smash and like Animal Crossing and stuff like that. And that's basically how I got my first like 200 subscribers. And then after that, I decided to do stuff like PSO2 because that just got announced in 2020, I believe, or no, it was 2019 actually. And so I started doing PSO2 content, and that's when I really like got focused on actual edited videos and stuff like that. And then SMT5 got that July trailer. And then I was like, let me just shift over to SMT. But then before that, I was also doing like SMT4 stuff like that. And so ever since then, it's just been me just trying to figure out what my niche is and figure out what works. And it just turns out JRPG is just the one. My Xenoblade video did extremely good. And then Shin Megami Tensei does well too, Phantasy Star. And so that's basically like how I got started on here. But actually before that, my channel used to be kind of like a meme channel. I used to like upload like just really stupid videos. They're all privated now.
Oh no, I was meaning like, where are the YouTube poops? I need to see all the YouTube
I like 50% of my videos, but they're still there. Like I can still watch them myself, but nobody else is going to be able to see them because I can't handle the cringe.
I don't know, man. Like make it like for April Fool's Day, you unlock them for 24 hours, but don't tell anybody.
I assume my voice went out, right?
No, I heard you the entire time.
Awesome.
If it gets really worse, I do have a backup method for people being able to hear you, but I assume/hope it will not get that way. But no, yeah, okay, I heard everything you said with that. Now, you did mention Xenoblade. I do have to let you know, because people do tend to forget this. You are also, not only are you on the #1 SMT Persona or Atlus podcast right now, you are also on the #1 Xenoblade podcast, which is the Xenoblade Network. Now, we've never even done an episode, but because there is no other Xenoblade podcast, the competition is very low, and the standards are equally low. So you're in safe territory. We can talk about Monolith all day long. There's no wrong there.
Well, I do love Monolith soft games. Well, specifically Xenoblade, because
whoa, hey! I don't want to hear any Project Cross Zone slander.
Oh, I've only heard of it. I've never played it, so I won't say anything bad.
Oh, yet. That's a right that needs to be wronged immediately. Project Cross Zone is like if YouTube Poop was a serious strategy RPG. Like, that game shouldn't be real or exist, but it's amazing. It actually does kind of tie in, like, it's kind of weird, like, they were forward enough to get Sega in, but for both games, they never actually included anything Atlus, which is really, really wild. But maybe Project Cross Zone 3 will happen one day and include Atlus stuff. But we gotta talk about news, because Coogan in the chat is, man, let's talk about that news, because everyone's ready for that hot, spicy news. Now, Riku.
Absolutely.
We are recording this on September 20th, 2021, at least according to us Country Boy time. It is the birthday of Persona 1 from 1996, and a little birdie has told me that some people on the internet might be a little disappointed in how Atlus kicked off the first of 7 announcements for the anniversary. So, before we kind of get into opinions, I want to hear what you think. I want to hear what chat thinks, obviously. But I want to give a little bit of context so if anyone missed anything. So, obviously, before this we knew there was going to be an announcement in September. We just knew September there was going to be something, and there was a lot of merch announced. Now, last week they had announced even more merch. They had a couple things of new art. Now all of that merch is out. We'll get to the merch probably. The merch is out, and they had basically a SMT5 Presents, but it was the Persona 25 Presents, because they can't call it a Nintendo Direct. So Atlus had like a 6 or 7 minute long VTuber model of Morgana come out and talk to us, and they said, "Hey guys, how about that birthday?" And they announced basically a concert, which also, weird thing, have you noticed everyone's talking about the concert like it's the Sonic concert, but missing the fact that this is definitely not going to get streamed and is a in-person paid event?
That's what it is?
Yeah, it's not a free streamed concert. They announced this concert and tickets went on sale today. Like, this is in-person only.
Oh, wow. There's no way I'm seeing it then. I figured it was going to be like the one earlier this year.
No, yeah, well, I mean, even with that one was still paid. Like, obviously, tickets, I think, are on sale now at this point, but, like, everything I've seen is it is a in-person event for it. And you'll notice that because Atlus West has not promoted it, because it'd be a little weird to promote something you have to fly halfway across the globe for. So, the concert was announced. Joseph P in the chat, in person during COVID. Hey man, money for concerts in person makes up way more than online ticket sales, because it is so much easier to pirate an online concert. One person buys it, throws it up on Pornhub Live, and just everyone watches it.
This is true.
So, as we all watch the Nocturne concert on my Pornhub side channel, I hope. So the whole thing with it was, it's cool they announced a concert. Obviously, a symphony playing the music is a very unique kind of thing, because they've done the live bombastic concerts for like the Persona Super Live, but we haven't really had like a symphony live for this. So this would be like a really interesting kind of new journey for it. And outside of that, it was just more Japanese only news, and to the sense of like all of the Persona animes are coming from Persona 3. All those movies, Persona 4, Persona 4 Golden, Persona 5, the OVAs, Daybreaker, and Persona Trinity Souls will all be able to stream in Japan, which is actually really cool, because they hadn't all been on one place until now. But again, this goes back to only in Japan. And they finish things off by saying there is a huge sale. Games either 40 to 50% off for the digital versions of basically everything that's available Persona-wise digitally. And they finish it off by saying, "Boy, that was a lot of news. I'm sure you were all famished. We'll see you in December."
Oh my god.
And that was basically it. And again, a lot of thoughts. I haven't even really said my thoughts yet, but I want to get your thoughts first, Riku. So, did you stay up and watch this live? Is my first question.
Okay, yeah, I just happened to be up anyway, and David was streaming it, and I was like, let me just see what's up. So I just waited for the time to hit, see that PlayStation Japan tweeted about it. So yeah, I saw it. Overall, like, it put it in perspective where my expectations should be. That's what I'll say.
I think it's actually also important to note, because you mentioned the David thing. This was not announced to be dropping last night. This was not meant to be a everyone wait for this YouTube premiere countdown. This basically just got dropped like someone would draft a tweet. Like, this had very little fanfare on purpose, and it's like, I'll get into it for sure, but, like, man, I really wish people... I really wish that, like, Atlus would have, like, at least the day before been like, guys, we are dropping a video, do not expect this to be good. Like, just set the bar, like how Sony does those state of plays. Like, when they're, like, the mid-level state of plays, Sony's like, no first party, no VR, no fun stuff. Yeah, it's like, just like, we got our 900th fucking trailer of Deathloop. Like, it's one of those things of just, like, you gotta get over it, blah, blah, blah. So, I think, obviously, having negative hype wouldn't have, like, helped it, but at least, like, a large amount of the negative stuff from it, because there were way more people I noticed last night than I would have ever thought who were looking at that leading up to it at 10 o'clock last night of like, oh my god, it's gonna drop, what's it gonna be, they're gonna do like this huge big thing, and I'm like, dude, why would they shadow drop a huge big thing and not announce that it's going to be a huge big thing? Like, they would have, like, because if you look at the trailer, because they haven't really marketed that like little video, like, it's not got a ton of views. Like, it's done about as much as you would expect, like, a daily Demon video from SMT5 to do. Like, it's not a huge big deal.
Yeah, just double digit or 5 digit, 60,000-ish.
Yeah, so context aside, but, like, after watching it for you, were there things you liked? Were you happy? Do you think that was a good move? Like, where are you at right now?
To be honest, nothing really got me super excited. Just, I don't know, I just can't really get excited for, I mean, I think it's nice that they announced, like, this concert thing or whatever, but, like, I don't know, I just was like, I was playing Monster Hunter at the time, and after that, I just continued playing Monster Hunter, basically. It just didn't do much for me.
So, this is a weird one for me of, like, I think in terms of a way to kick off an announcement, it's one of the worst things they could have done in terms of setting the anticipation. Like, this is like, imagine if Nintendo celebrated Zelda turning 35 by only giving us the Game & Watch. Like, not even Skyward Sword HD. They just give us the Game & Watch, and that's it. Like, we're at that level of, like, oh, geez, it's not really a lot. Like, it's like the Amiibo would have at least been a little bit of a cooler thing to kind of include. But the other thing with it that's, like, it stinks is they made the right call. Like, it was a terrible way to kick off this anniversary, but it literally is the right move financially and where they're at as a company. So, like, it's so easy for them to be, like, made fun of or dunked on, and, like, I get it. It's Twitter. It's online. It's really easy to make fun of stuff. But, like, and honestly, like, look at my Twitter as well. Like, I've made fun of them for basically, not even, like, because, like, if you look at my tweets, I'm not saying what they've announced is dog shit. I just said, hey, man, they're doing pretty much what they're known for. Wow, my entire room smells of bleach right now, and I thought I was having a brain aneurysm, and I forgot my I forgot my wife is cleaning. So I was like, oh god, is there like a gas leak in here? Okay, it's just bleach. Wow, bleach is really, really strong. So, the problem isn't what they announced. It's just the fact that, like, we needed some way to communicate to the fandom, Japanese or international, that we were not starting things out with a bang. We knew how things were starting in September, but, like, people were like, oh my god, are we going to get stuff at TGS? Are we going to get, like a big, like, are we getting a shadow drop? Like, we know what to expect game-wise and even project-wise realistically, but, like, why would we go into this beginning of one out of 7 announcements thinking this is going to be basically the foreplay to the real announcements? Like, why would we think that? Because, like, the whole plan is for Persona's 25th anniversary is going to be, like, the fucking year of Luigi 2, where it lasts an entire year. So from September of this year till fall of next year, we're getting announcements, but you just blew 3 months on a concert and a bunch of things that only Japanese fans can enjoy. So, like, that's already a big loss. But, like, you could have easily given this exact same amount of info and been exciting by just doing this. Okay, guys, we have plans for this at the next video. Like, saying, like, the next thing is in December and only that sucks. Because guess what? You have no idea what they're going to show. If they go into the December event and they just show, hey guys, Jeff Keighley is going to announce Persona 4 Golden and Persona 3 Portable are coming to consoles, and then they just show it off in the Japanese version the next day, and that's their big one for the next one, that's still going to get a downer of a like, thing. Because it's like, we knew these games were coming. Like, that's not cool. Like, so, like, if they warned us at least, being like, hey guys, games will be at the next one. Like, obviously no one expected all of the 7 projects to be only games focused, but I think starting with literally nothing new for the whole world to enjoy just left them at such a bad, like, taste in everyone's mouth. But then it also goes back to the other thing of, like, I do not get why people were so hyped up last night. Like, were there tweets I was missing? Because, like, you were also in David's podcast last night, looking at the chat. Yeah. I was scrolling through that chat, and I was looking through Twitter, and it was like, what? Like, who was hyping up, like, because, like, he had, like, hundreds of people in that chat, and if you notice, the entire chat was saying the same thing. Oh my god, what time does it start? What time does it start? Like, bro, this isn't fucking E3. Like, I don't know who was, like, outside of, like, the GameStop in Canada saying, yo, dude, check out my podcast, we're dropping Persona news. It was like, no, like, the whole thing, everyone there was just expecting this, like, E3 Nintendo Direct level, like, presentation that was never announced. And even though something happened, look at how disappointed everyone was because they expected it to be something.
Yeah, so for me personally, like, I kind of understand why people got excited. It's because, like, on the anniversary website, like, the first thing was like this yellow TV. It looked like the Midnight Channel. So I personally expected Persona 4. That's just kind of why I think I understand why some people were like, just like, oh, nah, come on. But I mean, it's not like for me personally, I'm cool with it because, like, honestly, like, I know something's gonna happen. It's seven projects, and we got a whole year. So,
yeah, like, people like you and me, like, who enjoy playing a lot of other games and stuff, like, I don't need anything else from Atlus this year. Like, dude, I am swamped with games now, and I don't even have Lost Judgment yet, Monkey Ball, Demon Slayer, Death Stranding, Call of Duty. Like, I have so many games I'm looking forward to this year that are not Persona, and that's not even mentioning SMT5. Like, we are eating so good this holiday from, like, other companies and stuff. I'm like, I don't need Atlus or Sega to do anything else.
Yeah, that's where I'm at, kind of, like, with SMT5, and I think I actually plan on getting Metroid Dread at some point. But like, honestly, like, after SMT5, like, I'm good for a while, really. Like, but I wouldn't mind getting Persona 4, like, anytime soon. I don't think they would announce, like, something crazy before, like, SMT5 even dropped in the first place. But that's where I am.
No, that's the perfect thing, because that's the big thing about it is, we all know what that first big game's going to be, big in very minor quotes. It's going to be Persona coming to consoles. Like, we know that this has been happening. Like, trust me, guys, I would not be blue-balling you for a year if this was not a thing I knew was happening. But the problem is, like, think about, like, we're not in this much of an extreme, but look at, like, the Persona console ports, like the Metroid Prime trilogy. Those things are just fucking done, dude. But they have no reason to release it. You know? Like, why release Persona 4 Golden in a year where Sega and Atlus have literally one of their biggest, most stacked lineups in a already really crowded-ass year? Like, yeah, you could shadow drop that and make tons of money, but if you're already committing to a year-long anniversary, there's no reason to put that out. Like, let people be more excited. Like, fuck talking about other games. Like, just SMT5. Like, I bet you there are people out there who would pick up Persona 4 Golden if it came out today, shadow dropped, and would look at SMT5 and go, I'm still playing Golden, though. I'm good. I'll wait.
Oh, that wouldn't be me, but, I mean, I definitely would cop the game instantly.
No, it would sell immensely, but it is undeniable that it would affect sales negatively. Like, people would definitely get distracted by it, and that's, like, a thing I don't think the fandom is looking at in terms of when they say, oh my god, that show sucked. They need to really look, and obviously there's then the other thing of people looking at it like, oh my god, they just want us to play SMT, they're totally, like, cucking us Persona fans, is like, dude, it is not that. Like, they know that Persona fans are going to show up anytime, anywhere. They just know that right now, they don't have to. Like, they don't have to do anything. Like, look at, like, going back to Zelda's 25th anniversary, even Metroid. Like, both of these series are having huge releases, and they are getting one game. Like, that's all they're getting for their anniversary. Metroid Dread is for Metroid turning 35, and Skyward Sword HD for Zelda. Like, that's not a lot, but those are still going to sell in the millions, and Nintendo knows that's all they need to do.
That's a fair point. Yeah, I totally get that. What you said about with Persona 4 though, real quick, with it affecting SMT5, I feel like it would be more okay with Persona 4 as opposed to something like Persona 5. Like, I feel like Persona 5 would absolutely like cannibalize sales for SMT5, but I don't know. Persona 4 would be like $20 or so, right? So I mean, some people would still play it.
True.
Know, they don't seem like you'd be able to compare them.
But
I mean, you could compare them.
But it then even goes to other things like it's just so weird. Of like, then if it's not cannibalizing SMT5, it's like Atlus and Sega have literally a big release happening almost every 2 weeks for the rest of the year. Like, we're getting Lost Judgment this week, we're getting Monkey Ball after that, we're getting Demon Slayer after that, we're then getting probably something else I'm forgetting, and then we're getting SMT5. Like, there are so many other big things going on around it, and in a year where we again have to remind ourselves we're still in a pandemic, they don't want to just shadow drop Persona on consoles without a physical plan. Like, there's no way they're not going to sell that physically, because they know that they can either make more money that way or appease a lot more collectors. Now, that being said as well, another one of the reasons I've told people the ports are taking so long is because they want to release 3 and 4 at the same time. There's no reason to just do 4 and then, like, release 3 later. Make it a bundle pack, make it for the anniversary. It just makes way, way, way too much sense, especially because Sega has done that in the past. But, again, it goes back to talk about it. Like, if they don't talk about it, it just leads to speculation that they either don't care or that all the announcements are going to fucking suck. Like, at the precedent you set right now by talking when you said you would, but not really saying anything. Like, people are already going into that December event being like, oh, well, I can't wait for the 6 other disappointments this anniversary is going to have, you know?
Yeah.
Like, even so if they even if they did other, like, little things, like, even if they just started this event, same information, everything, and they just did this, guys, out of our 6 announcements left, just letting you know, 3 of them are games. Like, not even saying what they were, just giving us, like, hey, just letting you know, these will be about games, you just gotta wait. Like, that would have helped.
I would really like that. That would be really nice. Just to know which ones are actually games or not.
Plus, honestly, what I worry about is I think they're gonna get their act together after SMT5 a lot. I'm really worried they're actually going to start cannibalizing SMT's anniversary next year. SMT turns 30 next year, and I'm like, oh my god, please, please work together on that. Like, imagine if they do a bounce back. So, like, every 2 months, you're getting something new Persona and then something new SMT, and it's for both anniversaries. I think that would be really, really great. I just have zero trust at all that that's what they're going to do.
I actually forgot that SMT actually has their anniversary next year, and that's actually kind of weird because, like you said, Persona is going to be like a yearly thing. So, like, man, I think you might be right about that one. They might put less emphasis on SMT this time. I don't know.
Yeah, and then if that is the plan, that then goes back to, okay, let's give that first 3 months of Persona to SMT5. Because, guys, guess what? As soon as SMT5 is out, SMT has nothing new in terms of new games for a very long time. Like, there aren't other projects planned for after 5. Their goal was just to get it out of the gate. Whereas Persona already has multiple projects in development that we are aware of. So...
Yeah.
Another thing I kind of want to ask you is, going back to the reception by other people, why do you think fans would come away from that presentation and the announcements and sort of have, like, not like an ungrateful, like they're not allowed to criticize. Like, obviously criticize, like this entire podcast has been criticizing them, but like no part of me looked at those announcements and went, oh man, Atlus betrayed me. Like people acted like they were owed something, and I just don't get that. Like, where does that come from? Like, do you have any guess?
I don't know about the being owed anything type of thing, but I really think it's just like, just the whole, like I said earlier, the whole Persona 4, it seemed like they were teasing it, and it just didn't happen. So, like, I get it. I totally get it. But, like, I wouldn't say that I felt betrayed or anything like that. Like, no, not at all. Definitely wasn't that serious to me, at least.
I feel like the tone online today, I've seen a lot through discourse with people, has been, like, people talking about the corporation of Atlus. Like, they're not your friends. See, they'll fuck you over, man. Don't have your hopes in a company. And obviously, remember, companies are not people. People who work at companies are not your friends as well. Like, that is a very fine thing. But, like, I feel like that attitude is really, really easy for someone who works at that company to just be really fucking discouraged by. Like, you want to know, like, I was messaged about this privately today, but someone had mentioned to me, they were like, hey, Spencer, what do you think the mood is for Atlus West employees with today's announcements? And I told them, like, they're fucking quiet because guess what? Everyone online's dunking on them for something they have no control over. Like, this should be the beginning of a fun celebration. And while there has been some bits of, like, fun fan art and, like, people posting stuff, a large amount of it has just been people shitting on Atlus for starting to celebrate something. Like, if this was the end, I would get it being really, really mean. But, like, just we're starting off at 100 for the pissed off meter for the most part. Thankfully, not the SMTN community. I've really not seen it through that, but like just through like looking at comments and looking at other things, like you would think that like Atlus reached this boiling point of betraying their fans when literally all they did was put a little fucking cat on the internet last night to say, "I'll see you in 3 months."
Yeah. I think it's just the fact that it started with it. Actually, I think that if this was in like the middle of the celebration, I don't think this would have been received that badly.
No, yeah, it's a terrible way to start, but it's definitely not the worst thing they could have ever done.
Yeah. Also, like, what was it? They announced like wallpapers or something like that, I think.
Okay. That was specifically Atlus West. Atlas West was in a terrible position for this. They have no say for any of the announcements. They don't get to make any of them. They don't get to dictate any of them. They don't get to tease any of them. Atlas West is completely handcuffed to a car barreling down the highway at 100 miles an hour, and they're lucky to survive. What are they going to do? Announce a concert you can't go to? Announce a streaming service you can't legally watch without a VPN? They're like, oh shit. Make some wallpapers, I guess. That's our announcement. So while you look at Japan's announcements and get pissed at anime, digital sales, concert, look at the Western one of like they literally had nothing. Like they literally were just like, hey, throw Gary and graphic designs, get like 7 wallpapers out, and we'll hope the fans don't eat us alive.
There you go.
Like I don't envy them at all. Like I think the people, especially looking at the Atlus West stuff and dunking on them for like, oh, that's all you had for us. Like, what were they? What was there any chance that Atlus West was going to have the better anniversary announcer than Japan?
Absolutely not.
Like, yeah, I feel very bad for anyone who is discouraged by this, who works at either company for it, but at the same time, you also have to kind of be aware, like, this goes back to, like, one of our biggest complaints we always do, but just communicate with your fucking fans. It's not that hard. Like, as much as people dunk on companies like Nintendo or Square Enix, like, we get mad at Square Enix for doing dumb shit, like the Pixel remasters only being on smartphones and PC, but at least, like, they talked to us about it. They didn't just, like, imagine if that was how they wanted to celebrate Final Fantasy turning 35, and that's all they did. Like, that would be one thing. This is just, it's a dumb blunder. Whereas for Atlus, like, it's becoming less and less of a joke every year. Every day, it's becoming less and less of a joke to see that Atlus does an Atlus meme.
Oh, yeah. I see it all the time.
Like for you, and I'm curious what, like, Chad, I'd be curious what you think as well. When you hear Atlus pulls an Atlus. What does that translate to? Like, what do you hear? What do you see in your head?
So, for me, it's Atlus pulling an Atlus. To me, is Atlus kind of hyping something up and then not delivering, or Atlus like just being somewhat unpredictable and going against what not going against, but not doing what everybody expects. You know?
Yeah, there's definitely a level for that. I think legitimately for me, Atlus pulling an Atlus is twofold. It's two things for me. Overpriced DLC. It's not one of them, but that's up there. They've done it too much. They've beaten me out of being surprised by it. It's not communicating with your fans, and everything good your company's ever going to announce gets leaked. Because, like, another thing that kept me thinking there's no way Persona drops this week, it didn't leak. Everything Atlus has ever done, or Sega, in the last 5 years, has leaked. Like, there's been no big release, Western or Japanese, that was oh my god, can you believe? Like, even the closest thing they could have was, like, maybe Persona 5 Scramble. And even that, the domain, like, leaked weeks ahead of time.
P5S, yeah.
Yeah, like we knew an S was coming. Was it an arena or an arena fighter? Who knows?
Or something.
So there's always a certain level of like, okay, we get it going into it. Like even with Golden Shadow dropping on Steam, like that leaked like a week before.
It seems like everything leaks these days. Has the console versions leaked yet? Can that leak already?
Yeah, man, that'd be awesome. Also, super duper shout out to Demicrow, being the first one to tip me in the birthday tip jar. Had a super chat and said, SMT5 is Atlus's main focus right now, and I am very happy. Again, I think that's the correct move, focusing on SMT5, because like Persona doesn't need it. Persona can release dirt in the middle of July, and it'll still sell thousands of copies, assuming like it has its fans. SMT5 is not that sure of a bet. I think obviously now it is, but I think there's no reason to let off the gas, you know? Like, even though we're at the point now where everyone's really sold on SMT5, their momentum... Like, this is incredible. Think about it. For the last 3 months since E3, not a day has gone by where they didn't announce something new about that game.
And that's awesome. It really is awesome. I've been demon trailers, the Bethel and all that stuff. I'm glad. I'm so glad. Oh my god, I'm being kind of fraudulent right now though, because I made a whole video talking about that.
Are you in the camp that's worried that they're showing too much, or you're going to get burnt out?
That was it for me personally. I kind of wanted to stop watching the trailers. I kind of hope they just don't drop another story trailer, because I don't think I can contain myself from watching.
Well, now that they've said they're going to be TGS, you know they're going to do something.
God, yeah, I'm probably gonna watch it. But yeah, I made a video saying like, personally for me, I think they're showing too much. But I understand, because you need to get a lot of people in this game, and a lot of people told me that in the comments and on Twitter, and I totally understand that. So I'm glad they're doing it, because this is way better than what was happening like 2 years ago, which was nothing.
Here is the ultimate question: if they've shown too much, or if you'd be able to resist. TGS, they announce and shadow drop SMT5 trial, like a little demo. Do you play it?
Yeah, I would. There's no way I wouldn't be able to.
That's how you know they haven't shown too much, then. That's how you know they haven't shown too much.
Yeah. Oh my god. I love those kind of things. Like, imagine like a trial that transfers to the full game, that kind of deal. I love that kind of stuff. I love it.
And I think it'd be really easy, especially with the way that game is formatted. Like, just give us that build that Nintendo Treehouse played. Like, give us a medium to large size section of Tokyo. Give us like 3 or 4 quests, and that way we can mess around with the graphics, check out the negotiation, and have a little bit of fusion. Like, you don't have to do any story. Just gives people a good sense of where it's at. Like, even stuff like Pokemon. Like, people forget, like, Pokemon games come out with demos every now and then, too.
So did Dragon Quest XI on Switch.
Okay, Dragon Quest we can't include... That's too good. There's no way Atlus would ever give us the first 10 hours of a game for a demo. They would never do that.
Man. That was like the best demo I ever did.
No, I think the Yakuza 6 demo might be up there just for the fact that the Yakuza 6 demo was so big of a fuck-up, because remember when the demo leaked, it was the full game. Yeah. Fun fact, that's why the West doesn't get Yakuza demos. Every Yakuza game gets a demo in Japan, but because the full game leaked... I don't know if this is actually known, but hey, fun Yakuza fact for all of you guys. Sega Japan has prohibited Sega in the West to ever put out demos again without their approval because they leaked Yakuza 6.
That's embarrassing.
Because think about it, that's why we didn't get a demo for Kiwami 2. Obviously 6 was the last one we got for it, but none for Judgment and none for Yakuza 7. And Yakuza 7's demo is very different from the full game.
How you destroy your trust like that?
I mean,
instantly.
I think people forget the fact that Atlus Japan and Sega Japan keep the Western one on a very far leash. It's like, you guys get your own thing. Oh yeah, another similar thing. Flare of Legacy says that's why we didn't get a demo for Scramble or 13 Sentinels. Those both had really beefy demos. Like, did you play 13 Sentinels?
I played a little bit. I never finished it. Actually, I didn't even get far.
The Japanese demo is the entire prologue. So that first, entire prologue section of learning the characters and how they play, that was the entire demo. It's a really good demo. They actually charged for it 6 to 9 months before the game came out because Vanillaware ran out of money. They were like, hey guys, the game is almost done, but we're broke, so can you give us $20 for this demo?
Wow, that's actually really funny. I'm not paying for a demo.
There are certain things I would do it for. 13 Sentinels is one I would do it because it even had a physical release for it, which is hilarious because it's an hour of gameplay.
A physical release for a demo?
Yeah, it has its own Blu-ray case and everything.
That's amazing. I bet that's good for collectors too.
Metal Gear obviously is a good one to go to with Zone of the Enders. Had the Metal Gear Solid 2 demo, so that's an easy one, but. Yeah, so fun fact, if you guys ever wonder why Atlus and Sega won't give you demos, it's because Yakuza 6 fucked everything up.
That's so unfortunate.
Oh my gosh. So, we're going to take a quick PSA break. Probably should have said this at the beginning of the show, but we're coming in hot, and I'm going to have to make a breakout post for this on Twitter anyway. So, because a lot of you guys have been so disappointed this week, and rightfully so, at nothing new games-wise coming, I've decided to celebrate my birthday with all of you. So, on September 21st, a little under 4 hours from now, I turn 28, like a cryptic old dinosaur, or for all the older people on the podcast, a young baby. I am going to, every day this week, this is Monday, so this is the first of 5, I'm going to do 5 Persona daily giveaways. And the first one is today, and if you're watching this show live, you're doing it right now. You've entered if you don't even know it. I am giving away a copy digitally for PlayStation 4 in North America, but obviously it's PlayStation, so you can just make an account if you don't have a North American account, for Persona 3, 4, and 5 Dancing. So if you want the endless night, the only way to get Persona 4 Dancing digitally, all in one little collector's digital package, this will be given away for free. I have a code. I thought I had gotten rid of all of my codes. I found one left, and I'm not sure what the rest of the giveaways are, but they're going to range from merch to other games. I think I'm going to try and do a Strikers fan package of give someone the Steelbook and a pen and the actual game if they don't have it. Other giveaway ones I'm not sure about, but every day is going to be a different one from at least Mondays today, obviously with dancing, all the way up to Friday. So the only thing you need to know for entering this one is when the video is done, or I think you can actually go to it now if you press live chat to turn it off. Just comment on this video and say your Twitter @. And if you don't have a Twitter, you can find me on the Discord for SMTN or the Facebook group, and I can enter you manually that way. But just say, I would like to dance all night, and then put your @ for the Twitter. So that winner will get picked by the end of the next day. So this time tomorrow, there will be a winner for that. So hopefully, I know it kind of sucks that there wasn't anything really fun to do this week, but hopefully some weird guy celebrating his birthday by buying you all a bunch of games makes up for it just a little tiny bit. So that's the show notes.
That sounds awesome.
Once
again, happy early birthday. I'm going to say it on stream. I already said it before we started.
Thank you. And also, yeah, thank you to the 54 of you watching live. I really, really appreciate it. So yeah, just a little reminder again. Just comment on the actual comment, not the YouTube live chat. Just do the actual YouTube comment saying, I want to dance all night, and then your Twitter at. Riku, one of these days I'm going to find out why Discord hates you. It loves me. Yeah, you're coming through crystal clear, but you are just not a fan of talking to me on a consistent level.
Yeah, I mean, as long as it doesn't like take too long, it's just like 2-click thing, but it's still annoying. It's still really annoying, but whatever.
So I got a question for you. Another one that I always like to ask people as part of the intro, but the show apparently is going to be spaced out very, very weird. So,
go ahead.
What is the first game at the top of your pile of shame for Atlus and SMT that you are ashamed you have not played yet?
Okay. So Atlus game that I'm ashamed that I haven't played yet. Okay, so I'm gonna count Persona 5 Strikers because I didn't get too far.
Yo, man! Oh no.
Yeah. I mean,
that's Strike 2, buddy. You're on Strike 2. Strike 1 was the Vita. Strike 2 is not playing it. How far did you get?
I got to the second jail, and then I paused. God. So I'm gonna count that. Yeah, Persona 5 Strikers, especially for how good everybody says it is.
It's so good, and hilariously came out like 7 months ago. That's how weird time is.
Oh my god, I feel like I just got it like 3 months ago.
What did you get it on PC, Switch, or
PlayStation 4? PlayStation 4.
Dude. Do you have a PS5, by the way?
Yes, I do.
That thing runs like a beautiful, beautiful beast at 4K 60. It doesn't deserve
it. It's 4K on the PS5?
It's true 4K. So if you put it in presentation mode, it's at a dynamic resolution, and because the PS5 is way more powerful than that thing needs to be, it's like, fuck yeah, dude, let's go. Because normally it has 2 modes, presentation and visual. Visual keeps it at 1080-60 with uncapped frame rates, whereas presentation tries to be as high to 4K as possible, and the frame rate is still uncapped. So because it's basically like you've just put NOS into your Persona 5 Strikers, it has no problem doing either. But yeah, I highly recommend it. It probably is a slower start if you're not a huge fan of it. Like, did you like what you played, or did it just come out at a bad time for you?
Oh, no, I liked it. It's just like at the time I was just doing a lot of other stuff and had a lot of other games to play. I actually meant to go back to it like very recently, and I actually will probably next week when I get my copy, when I grab my copy.
It's a good stream game. Home. It's a really, really good stream game.
Yeah, but yeah, what I played of it, it was really good. It felt just like Persona 5 when you're in the real world, and it's just an action game. And what is it called? It's not. Is it still the metaverse? I can't remember. It's not the metaverse, right? What is that a spoiler?
No, it is the metaverse, but yeah, because they instead of palaces, they're jails.
Okay, yeah, jails. That's what it was. Okay, so yeah. I'm definitely gonna get back to that. I actually like the game a lot. It just felt like more Persona 5. I love Persona 5.
See, the best part about that is you've only played the worst part of the game. Literally every part of the game gets better the longer you get into it. Like by the time you get to play as like Wolf and stuff, it just gets better and better.
Is that the guy with the black hair?
Yeah, Zenkichi.
The long hair? Okay, bet. All right, yeah. I'll definitely pick it up. Probably next week. But I'm playing through Royal right now again, and I'm probably just going to play through Persona 5 Strikers too. So.
So, like, was there a reason you wanted to pick up Royal again out of nowhere, or just because of all the anniversary stuff?
I just like Royal, man. I just do. I guess you could say it was the anniversary. Everybody's talking about it, and I just got into it again. I was like, why not? Plus, I got my PS5 a couple months ago, and I was like, you know what? Let's play it at 4K on there. Let's do it. It's the first time it was on PS4.
Oh, here's the important questions. What PS5 games do you have? Like, native PS5?
Ratchet and Clank and... native. So yeah, Ratchet and Clank. Yeah, basically just Ratchet and Clank. And Demon Souls.
Okay, a little bit better. All right, I got to call you out on a couple of things. First off... It's new, so you have a really easy out for it. No Deathloop?
Not yet.
It is really good. I wish I was not reviewing Lost Judgment right now, because I would be just all over Deathloop. Like I've played. It's hard to tell because it's a roguelike. So beating it is very different than just playing it. I've played at least 5 hours or so of it. It is, for as many overly shown trailers as it had, it is really, really good, and is a sad reminder that we will not have Bethesda games for much longer. But
oh no, yeah.
Okay, another one I gotta call you out for, and this one I don't even know if you could have an answer I would forgive. Why do you not have Miles Morales?
Oh, my bad, dude. My bad. You said native. That's on PS4 too. I have Miles Morales.
Okay. Okay,
and I beat it, and it's literally it's my favorite PlayStation exclusive. Absolutely my favorite.
I was like, I just think about that game sometimes. It just makes me happy.
Oh, hold
like
on,
that game was just so good.
Okay, they're back in. Sorry, go ahead.
I was just jerking off Miles Morales because it was so good. I loved so much about that, and the best part too was like, I remember when I got the PS5 at launch, my wife just sat down and watched it with me like a movie. So while I played it all, she just watched it all because like she really liked 2018, but it was a little too long for her to like sit. And also, we didn't live together at the time, so like she saw bits and pieces of it, whereas like she saw everything for Miles Morales. So it was like a big like 20-hour movie for her.
Yeah, I really love Miles Morales. I started it first before 2018, and I was like, wait a minute, nah, bro, I don't want to do this because like I need to know the story. So then I played 2018, the PS4 version, and that was just a fantastic game, easily the best like Spider-Man game ever, I think. And then, well, Miles Morales, in my opinion, is better, but you know, but yeah, then I played Miles Morales.
Now, two other ones I will tell you to definitely check out if you think you're interested in. Returnal, cannot recommend enough. If you like games like that, Returnal is so good.
Never played a roguelike, but it does look pretty interesting. So I'll keep an eye out for it.
My way I always like to sell it to people is it's basically if Strange Journey was a roguelike in the world of Alien. It's so good. It's really,
I can definitely
really
see the Alien part. Definitely can see that.
I mostly say the Strange Journey thing just because of the atmosphere and like the world reminds me a lot of the world. Like if Strange Journey had a 3D budget, it would look like Returnal in my brain.
Mm-hmm.
And the only other one I was kind of thinking of that I know this one's a little bit more out there, but I'm not sure if you would feel. But I feel like people always forget this is on PS5. I cannot recommend the Neo collection, where it's just Neo 1 and 2 with all the DLC on PS5. It's so good.
I also wanted to say I do have Kenna pre-ordered. Coogan asked me in the chat if I have it. I'm just waiting for it to unlock at this point. So.
Did you see they did us all dirty? They waited the day before to announce a physical version. I'm like, why?
I'm mad at that, but you know what? I'm double dipping, so.
I hope that game is good, but
it's good.
For digital-only games that are exclusive, I'm always like, I'll wait. Just because, like, there's no reason to, like, dip on, especially because, like, this week is so busy with releases. Like, I'm not even picking up Diablo. Like, I keep forgetting Diablo's coming out. Like, Diablo's going to be fucking huge. But, like, legitimately, Lost Judgment and Death Stranding, I'm going to be all over. But, like, Death Stranding, I'm dying to play again. I love Death Stranding. And, like, Death Stranding seems like a game that was made for the PS5 DualSense.
Death Stranding. Oh, yeah, that's the game with the baby. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Oh, also, I know this is really dumb. There are, like, no JRPGs native on the PS5, but the few that are on there are so good. Like,
does Intergrade count?
Yeah, but I mean, like, traditional JRPGs. So, like, Intergrade is awesome. I highly recommend it. If you do not have it, please pick that up.
It's amazing. I played it. So good.
There you go. See, that's native. You got another one right there.
Oh, what? Okay, yeah, I'll give you that. I was thinking because it's also on, but Intergrade, the Yuffie stuff isn't on PS4. So you know what? You're right.
So yeah, I mean, you're making it look like you had like the most poverty PS5 setup. Like I got the PS5, but I had to mortgage my whole house.
Oh my god, yeah. So it turns out I do have way more PS5 games than I actually thought of at first. So.
But no, the thing about like I cannot wait for Atlus games to start coming. I don't think they're coming anytime soon, but like the few traditional JRPGs I played, like Atelier Ryza 2 looks awesome on PS5. It looks so good. It runs so fast. Like games that really use like cell shading, like in something that would kind of look like traditionally cheap, like when they just get the ability to say fuck it and turn up the shaders and the resolution and the frame rate as high as possible, it feels and it runs really, really nice. But it's just like for like genres niche as JRPGs, I think it's gonna be a while. Like honestly, the next one I can think of that's coming, at least of any like consequence for me, I guess is gonna be Monarch, which I still can't believe is gonna be a PS5 port. I don't know if I hope it's a good PS5 port, but like you'll notice this when you start playing more native PS5 ports, especially third-party stuff. A lot of companies just do it's the PS4 version. but we sometimes rumble the controller a little bit differently.
Yeah.
There's definitely the cashed-in ones. But, like, when games do it good, like, because you never know. Like, games that would make sense, like, to do a phoned-in port, like Control or Devil May Cry 5, those are amazing ports. Like, the devs really put a lot of time into making those special. But then other ones are, like, I hear a lot of the Bandai Namco games, like Tales, doesn't really do anything outside of having a better frame rate and resolution. Scarlet Nexus, again, does nothing with the controller, just runs and looks a little bit better. So it's really just kind of a crapshoot there, but man, I really, really can't wait till we start getting a lot more native ports on PS5, because I now have a weird obsession with collecting PS5 games physically. I thought I was going to hate how the white logo would look on the blue case, but I have way too many PS5 games already.
Yeah, I warmed up about with that too, the white thing. Do you think, by the way, that Atlus will make like native PS5 games, or will it just be PS4 and then it's
no, 100%. I bet we will have an Atlus boxed PS5 game by end of 2022. 100%, at least one. Because like the easy bets I could see them doing are do Persona 5 Strikers on PS5 because there's no native version. Or if they wanted to get people really pissed, they could do... Why am I forgetting the name? Persona 5 Royal Director's Cut is one I legitimately feel like is going to happen, and people are going to be like, what? But in my gut, I just feel like they're going to re-release it on PS5 just to piss people off.
I would actually be okay with that, only because it'd be 60 FPS.
Literally, I mean, they set the bar. Like they set $20? The bar so low, dude. like people. I don't know like what crazy pills people were taking when they were like played P5R and like, dude, it's 4K, it runs great, it looks great. And like, dude, it literally never goes over 1080p. Like, the game is like pushing PS3 graphics at best. Like, I love Persona 5 Royal, but it is the opposite of a technical showcase.
Technically a PS3 game, but isn't it actually native 4K though? Is it?
No,
I thought it was.
It's only checkerboarded up to 2140 or whatever, and that's not even true native.
Okay, I noticed it was what's the word? It was like it's like a bit sharper, but like I guess
that's just part of their like that's just the checkerboarding text. But yeah, when you're doing like actual pixel counting, like a big fucking nerd like me, it's still 100% just 1080p textures.
Oh yeah, I didn't expect like the textures or anything to change. That's why like if they made like first off, I wouldn't want a director's cut to be like a full price game, but would it be a full price game?
Oh, 100, dude, it'd be 70. 100%. 70 bones. But if they actually committed and made it a director's cut and they actually added in and took out stuff that's bad from it, like I think they could make a compelling case. I just like obviously they could port it and do a couple little tiny things, but I think if they include all the DLC, actually include a little bit more content, for fuck's sake, make Kasumi playable from the very beginning, or at least playable in New Game Plus, because there's no reason she's only playable at the end of the game. Like, there are so many little dumb things in Royal that if they fixed, they could easily charge $74 and get away with it.
I think I would be okay. I don't know about $70, but you know what? They just need to patch. They just need to just throw out a patch.
No, dude, that's like its own video or podcast. I need to make one of these. People are not aware that Atlus games are like, they are dumped, like hardcore high school prom breakup dumped. When Atlus is done with a game, they release all of the DLC when it's done. But when the game's done, the DLC's already finished. Like, they're not working on the game, like, unless they have to. And the only examples of cases of where they've actually gone back and patched it are in English cases where it's them fixing their own mistakes, or with a case like Strikers where Koei Tecmo is just awesome and they wanted to like Koei Tecmo's put out patches on Strikers just to make it run better on PS5, like PS5 specific fixes. So like that's a very rare expectation. Like the dancing games never got patched. Like the stuff they put out, like there's just no, like they have just no support for natively like built Atlus games, and it really sucks because like they could get easy W's if they just patched their games for just dumb little quality of life things. Like seriously, if they said, hey, let's patch Persona 5. Like, even if today's video, they announced Persona 5 Royal is getting patched to run at 4K 60 on PS5. Just to patch.
I'd be so happy.
That'd be great. People would be like, "All right, that's awesome." Like, look at Horizon. That's literally all Horizon did, and people loved it. So it's just like they have the bar so low, but they'll just never go back on it because like their company belief and like financially, there's nothing to show that they're doing anything wrong. Is like get all of it done beforehand and then never touch the code again. Work on the next thing. Like, they just are the opposite of ready for any... Oh my god. NP in the chat, speaking the truth. They did have to patch Nocturne. That is a special case. A, because they outsourced it, so technically it's not Atlus patching it. It's another company patching it. But they did have to patch it only because they knew the international release was so upcoming that if they didn't patch it, they'd be fucked.
That sounds about right.
I mean, not like it really mattered. Like, it's really sad. Like, I don't think, like, we forget that Strikers was this year. Dude, Nocturne came out 4 months ago.
You know, you're right. Yeah.
Like, that came out 4 months ago, and nobody cares. Like, you cared if you got it, but, like, that game sold terribly. Which is really funny, because in Japan and in Asia... Nocturne HD sold way above expectations. Like, way. Like, it sold in the hundreds of thousands, where I bet you it didn't even break 50K in the entire Western release. Like, it sold very bad.
Wow, that's actually really sad. One real quick, Mark in the chat said, let me see, it said, I would prefer Atlus focusing on P6. I would prefer that too. This is just like hypothetical. This is me just hypothetically.
No, I mean, see, that's the thing though. Like, Atlus support for PC is coming. I mean, we're already kind of living in it, but at the same time, that's not an exciting announcement. Like, you can't just say, guys, we're bringing Persona 5 to PC, and that's the announcement. Because guess what? As soon as you say that, the first thing's going to be, well, why not other consoles? Like, you kind of have to... you have to dip your water... You have to dip your toe into the whole pool. You can't just, like, You can't just show, like... one console priority for ports. Otherwise, you get into the golden situation of everyone being like, well, why is it only on Steam?
Yeah. Oh, real quick, though, Mark, he said P6, not PC. That's, you know, just so there isn't any confusion. Mark, I heard you said P6.
It's okay. He's calling it right now. Mark, P6 on PC. Exclusive. Epic Game Store.
Absolutely not. Speaking of exclusive, what about this whole Microsoft buying Sega thing? Is that going to happen?
Okay, so... there have definitely been talks for that, and Microsoft and Sega have a really good, like, relationship. Sega could get bought immediately, but the problem is Sega doesn't need to be bought. So, like, Sega has definitely been come to by Microsoft for it, but, like, it's never been actually a reality. Like, it's... From everyone I've talked to on the Japanese side and the Western side, it's like, yeah, they could buy them immediately, but also they just have such a big kind of, like, they're doing really well right now. Like, for as many L's and stuff as we say Atlus and Sega do, like, again, they're about to release some of their biggest IPs they've ever released. As I'm trying not to burp. They've released some of their biggest IPs this year that they've ever released. On top of the fact that I think people are legitimately sleeping on the Demon Slayer game. Because even if you're not into that, or you don't like CyberConnect games, or you just don't like fighting games, Demon Slayer is legit one of the biggest IPs in the world right now. And a video game that is just that in playable game form on modern consoles is gonna sell like fucking hotcakes.
Yeah.
Oh, we have by the headless Jack Frost. These rumors of blank company buying Sega is dumb. I'd rather have no company buy Sega. Yeah, and also a big thing with that is Sega's a messy company to buy. Like, you don't want Sega to be bought. Like, they'd have to... Like, guess what? If Microsoft bought Sega today, all of their arcades would shut down. Because why? They don't need them. Like, they're already having trouble keeping them open, and that's because they want to keep them open. Not because they're profitable, just because they want to. Tons of marketing things. Like, you'd have to get into their anime and their music and their merchandising. Like, all of these other, like, because I think in the West it's very easy to look at Sega and Atlus as they're just games. Like, that's like looking at Konami and saying, Konami, it's that company who doesn't do anything anymore. I'm like, dude, Konami could be Yu-Gi-Oh! For the rest of their lives and still be billionaires. Like, no one, like people need to realize these companies are way more than just the thing you might know them for, especially from a Western perspective.
Yeah. I definitely, like, personally, I don't see it happening. I don't want it to happen. I think that'd be the worst thing that Sega could ever agree to, is to get bought by Microsoft. I don't hate Microsoft, all right? I don't, but I just, look, I don't like the idea of them just buying up everything, especially Sega, because, like, I like Persona. I want to play it on my PlayStation or my Switch or whatever, and SMT5, whatever. I don't want to, that just sounds like a terrible idea to me. You know what I mean?
No.
Everybody on Twitter talks about it, and it's just like, why are y'all, like, rooting for these companies to do this?
It's a weird, multifaceted kind of thing, though, because, like, it does make sense, because Microsoft has done a lot of good, especially from the Sega perspective. They've made Yakuza more accessible than it's ever been in the West on Game Pass. They literally saved PSO2. It wouldn't be there without that. Like, Microsoft does a lot for Sega in a way that they can't trust. Like, Sony wouldn't fucking fund PSO2. Sony gives Atlus money for stuff that's big, but, like, the last time that... Oh, okay, we'll make a trivia thing. Also, shout out to Peter Parker for the other birthday donation today of $1.99. Favorite Jack Demon. Mine is He-Ho God Black Frost. That's a very good choice. I'm going to think about this, but I want to ask you just a trivia question while we wait. And this goes for a chat as well. What is the last Sega game, not Atlus, the last Sega game that Sony gave money for exclusivity rights?
No clue.
Just guess. Because you'll probably be surprised that there's actually some drama behind it. And it came out in the last year. Well,
in the last year?
In the last 2020 year.
I don't even know what games came out from Sega in 2020. What game? I can't guess. I don't know.
I will give chat time to guess. While you are waiting, do you have a favorite Frost?
Jack Frost, probably.
Classic. You can't go wrong with that. It is Spencer's birthday. No, and for Jack Frost is not Attack on Titan 3DS or Soccer Wars. That would be funny, though.
Oh, God. That's like the really bad Attack on Titan game.
It's like the worst Attack on Titan game. See, the tough thing with the Frost and stuff is they're all so many and they're all so some. I'm going to go with probably Frost 5 just because they're never really seen a lot and it's literally just a palette swap version of Jack Frost altogether and I think they're really funny and cute. So I highly recommend people check out the Frost 5 in Fast and Furious 5. But yeah, so going back to what it was, let me see if anyone in chat guessed it. Thank you again, by the way, Peter Parker, for the donation. Real
quick, though, PSO2, like, massive respect to Microsoft. I wanted to come to PS5, but I totally understand it if it never comes because it wouldn't have happened in the first place without Microsoft, Phil Spencer. So I mess with them. I like that they did that. Phantasy Star is one of my favorite series, so.
Man, I love Phantasy Star. And we've gotten so done dirty by Sega not bringing stuff. Like, we have missed out on so many good games. Like, I'm still waiting for Nova, man. I wanted to play Nova so bad.
Yeah. That and Portable to Infinity for me.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about Portable to Infinity. See, I played 2, but I forgot about the 0.5 version, because that's what all those PSP games had to do back then.
Yeah. It even got a fan translation, like, this year, so that's good stuff.
NP, thank you for the birthday wish. It's very much appreciated, everybody. So, because no one wanted to guess it, probably because people don't talk about this. Sony paid for 1 year of exclusivity rights to Yakuza 7. Now, you may be asking yourself, hey, Spencer, what do you mean? That game came out in January of 2020, and it was on Xbox in November. Did you know, Riku, that the Xbox version was last minute delayed in Japan because Sega forgot that they had exclusivity rights?
That is the most Sega thing ever. Well,
so Microsoft paid money for the PC and Xbox port to be made and funded. Not even Xbox, Series X. Because remember, Yakuza 7 was hardcore marketed as a Xbox game at launch, as it should be. Like, that was the only place to play the series, the next-gen version of that.
Yeah.
But they forgot in their contract that they are only allowed to release in Japan. This was thankfully only Japanese deal, otherwise it would have really fucked up the Western release, probably because they knew like Xbox sales weren't really going to be affected at all. But that is why the PlayStation 5 port was ready for release in November, but Microsoft wanted that early little bump, so that's why you had to wait, I think it was till like March or April. But it was just so funny of like, if you go back and look at it, and obviously Xbox delays in Japan are not the most talked about news, I just think it is so fucking funny of, like, copies were printed for the Xbox Japanese version of Yakuza 7, and you literally yeeted off store shelves the last second before they went on release because people were like, oh fuck! This is exclusive, we're not allowed to release this!
I mean, look, so... Would it sell like 10 copies total then? Whatever. Right. I'm just kidding.
Series X actually did okay. It's actually already sold better than the Xbox One over there, so at least I've got that going for it.
Yeah. This is true.
Also, everyone, this is your reminder to please check out Like a Dragon. It's such a good fucking RPG. Speaking of good next-gen RPGs, that's a really good RPG.
Yeah, I'm playing through it right now. I'm stuck on a boss, though.
Are you at the... What chapter you're at, without giving away spoilers?
I can't even tell, but I'm fighting this guy who's on a crane. If you remember that guy.
Okay, I think you're almost there. The problem is... that game decides to say fuck it to balancing towards the last third of the game. And from that point to a little bit further on, the game is just punishingly hard for no reason and makes you grind. And it's not because, like, the devs are bad at their job. That is also an homage to Dragon Quest. Every Dragon Quest, especially the early ones, like early 1 through 7 Dragon Quest, had that wall of just you hit it and it's like, you've got to grind. Like, this is part of the game design. You are forced to grind right now.
Yes, I can confirm that. Dragon Quest 11, yeah.
Catching up a little bit, by the way, BQ Overlord said, I feel really out of the loop. Has anything been announced yet? Yes, there were announcements for Persona. The announcements were, we'll see you in December. That's the only announcement you need to know about. Demi Crow, though, coming in clutch with another $2 birthday tip jar donation. Thank you, Demi Crow. Nice. Now, I thought this was legit, and it was not, and I actually got disappointed. Do you remember Ninjala?
Yes, I thought it was a first-party Nintendo game when I first saw it.
Oh, it is not. Do you remember who the publisher is?
Hold on. I know who it is. Gung Ho, right?
Good, man. Good pull. All right, I respect that. So yeah, Gung Ho. That is basically the Gung Ho Splatoon ripoff, for lack of a better word. Funnily enough, they have not crossed over with Persona, but they did cross over with Sonic. So I would not be surprised if it did happen one day. Ninjala, by the way, is secretly big. Like, Ninjala has crossed over with these following series, and this is not a lie. Kimi no Tse no Yaiba, Monster Hunter, Hatsune Miku, Puzzle and Dragon, Sonic, and this is insane, Let It Die from Suda51.
What the heck?
Yes.
A Suda51 game.
The Suda50... Not any Suda51 game. The Suda51 Dark Souls blatant ripoff game.
There you go again.
Yeah, so not any Suda game, but the Dark Souls Suda51 ripoff game, which I appreciate to the nth degree.
It is so just crazy. These games are so crazy.
Well, surprisingly, we've only actually talked for an hour. Are you up for getting some questions gone and seeing where it gets us after that?
Sure.
Alright, so our first questions are coming from YouTube. So the first one is from Heather Collins, who I wanted to actually address upon first. Heather says, I don't know if I should give up on the franchise at this point, because I don't think we're ever going to see ports at this point to consoles, or at least all consoles that the games are on are from the 2000s. I just don't know what to do. Any suggestions? So, if you are primarily a Persona fan, I can understand it being kind of like shitty. Like, I want to play the older stuff. I've played all the new stuff. Nothing new is announced or nothing new is coming out. I know it's not fun to just say, oh, hey, go play something new. I am working... I kind of want to work on a non-Atlus recommendations for people going through Persona Relapse. Because it's easy to say Persona 5, but hey, it's easy to say SMT5, but there are plenty of Persona fans who don't like SMT and plenty of SMT fans who don't like Persona. So, I would say, obviously... if you are interested, please check out SMT5. Another one, please check out TMS. Like, so many people sleep on Tokyo Mirage Sessions, and it is such a fun game, and is just slept on all the time. Riku, for you, what is a, like, non-obvious kind of recommendation for someone who's bummed that there aren't any options for Persona right now?
Okay, so let me look at my my library on my Switch real quick. Look at what JRPGs I got on here.
Just say Xenoblade.
I'll say Xenoblade. yeah, definitely. But if you ask which one, though, Xenoblade 2.
All three, baby. Go all three. If you play all three, Heather, they are waiting for you. When you play all three, and by all three, I don't mean X. I mean Legend of Torna is its own game. You play 1, 2, Torna, then the Monolith Vault will open, and then the Xenoblade Chronicles X HD port will come out on Switch, and we'll all praise you.
I've been waiting on that for so long. That's the only one I haven't played. I just want to play it.
It's so good. It's trapped on the Wii U, dude, but it's so good. I love X. Also, because I can never stop talking about this, 10 out of 10 Steelbook. An amazing Steelbook.
Time to look it up now. Didn't know that.
European exclusive. I'm sorry to break it to you, everybody. But it is a beautiful...
I forgot you collect, like, all the Steelbooks in the world. Oh, yeah.
I have no... Listen, when I'm importing Korean copies just for Steelbooks, that's how you know I have no shame.
Hey, man. All the Steelbooks. Do you have the Pokemon Let's Go Eevee one?
I do! That's the only Pokemon Switch Steelbook I have. Like, all the other ones don't do... Like, put the cover Pokemon on a Steelbook design, I think, is really just kind of, like, boring to me. But I really loved the Let's Go Eevee and Pikachu Steelbook design.
Yeah, I do too. I like just one on the front, one on the back.
Ooh, this one also makes people really mad, but it is a beauty of a Steelbook. The Japanese exclusive Bayonetta 2 Steelbook is awesome because it has Bayonetta 1. And what they did though is really cool is, I don't know, do you remember this Steelbook at all?
I don't. Only Steelbook I know is the one that released on the PS4 and Xbox One.
So, in Japan... Nintendo got the Non-Stop Climax Edition, which is the only way to have Bayonetta 1 physically on the Switch.
Okay, yeah.
It is a very expensive collector's edition, but the Steelbook it came with has 2 slots. One for Bayonetta 1, one for Bayonetta 2. And the cool thing about the Steelbook design is it's Bayonetta in her 1 outfit doing the 2 pose, and then on the other side, Bayonetta in her 2 outfit doing the 1 pose.
I'm looking at it right now. That is so cool.
Really, really nice. Now, there is a more common version of that did release in Europe. That was part of the European Special Edition, but because Europe only got Bayonetta 1 as a download code, the Steelbook only has 1 slot. And that was
I knew something was weird about that picture of Bayonetta. I was like, wait, something seems... There it is. Reverse poses.
Oh, man, yeah. So good. I could talk about all this way too much. Oh, actually, other shout out, because I think I've said this before, but you would probably get a kick out of this because it's very cheap. There is a exclusive Korean Steelbook for Xenoblade Chronicles 1 remastered, and it's like $10 on eBay, and it's really glossy, but it's really, really nice. It's got the cover of the game on one side, and then the other side is the promo art for... Oh my god, why am I forgetting the post-credits campaign for Definitive Edition.
You said it's like only 10. Oh, wow. I see it.
Yeah, it released after the release of Xenoblade Chronicles in the West. That's why a lot of people missed it.
Interesting. Yeah, this is just like the inside cover case. Or the inside of the actual case.
Oh, Dimikro, again, the clutchest of clutch recommendations, and stealing from my upcoming video. But yes, biggest recommendations to everyone out there, because no one played this game. The Lost Child. Cannot recommend enough. Rika, do you know what The Lost Child is?
No, I do. Wait, that's the Wii game, right?
No, but you're close. Oh. So The Lost Child is literally a SMT1 spiritual successor. It released on PlayStation 4, PlayStation Vita, and Nintendo Switch, and the best part about it, literally, Kazuma Kaneko worked on it. It is his last credited game he worked on, but no one talks about it. And the best part about it, on top of that, it's physically on all of the systems, and if you want to be a really big nerd and remember this game, you get a bajillion nerd points. it is the spiritual successor also to El Shaddai. For no reason at all. If anyone remembers El Shaddai on the PS3 and 360 era, also apparently that PC port is coming one day, please check out Lost Child. It is so good and dirt cheap. Absolutely dirt cheap.
Wow. Yeah, this is the first. Okay, I was thinking of some Wii game that looked. It's like a really basic cover art. It's like white. I can't remember the name of it though.
Oh, are you thinking of The Last Story?
Yeah, The Last Story. That's
amazing other game. That's by oh my god, I'm forgetting his name. It's Sakaguchi, his team, Mistwalker. It's by Mistwalker. Really great.
Okay.
Really great RPG.
Yeah, the names they don't seem similar anymore, but my brain kind of put them together.
So our next question, 9 years later, everybody, is by IBT. Says, we're waiting months for a model from Persona 5 Dancing, which I just wanted to say because IBT, extra shout out for someone actually recognizing that that's not just the Persona 5 model. There is a difference between the two of them, and a great way to know the difference is look at the model in today's video and look at the model they used for the Morgana DLC in Banana Mania. Super Monkey Ball's Morgana DLC is literally just the Persona 5 model ripped into Monkey Ball. They didn't even make a new model for it.
Wait, we're talking about Morgana's model or whose model?
Morgana's model from the video presentation today was from Dancing, but I was giving him bonus points, him or her. I was giving them bonus points because there is a difference in the Dancing model compared to the in-game P5 model. Because you can tell if you look at Monkey Ball's DLC trailer for Morgana, that is straight out of P5 and not in a good way. It looks very bad.
Okay. Yeah, I see what you mean. I got to do a lot of research. I had to look up El Shaddai. I got to look up Super Monkey Ball. Like, oh, no.
So, last comment from YouTube says, should we learn to keep our expectations down when it comes to Atlus-related news? I want to get your thought on this one.
Yes. Yeah. I think you should, because Atlus just kind of is really, they're kind of unexpected in a lot of ways. And so, I mean, we went like years without SMT, and it's just safe to just keep your expectations low in like general for anything, but especially for Atlus, because for me personally, they make like extremely high quality games. And yeah, it's just safe to keep your expectations low. I think, yeah, at least for this event in particular, like this whole year thing, like I said earlier, this set the stage for my hype levels. At first I was expecting Persona 4 and all that stuff. Now I'm just like, let me chill out and just watch and see what happens. So
I think it's important to keep your expectations realistic, but also at the same time, there's nothing wrong with getting like hyped. Like I don't want people to ever like kind of get jaded and think of it as like, oh god, like why am I dealing with this? Like it's just gonna be a disappointment. Like it's fun to get excited for things. Like I don't want people just to think like, oh man, it's gonna suck all the time. But
yeah, that's a fair point.
It's don't keep your expectations lowered, or don't like have high expectations, like stuff like that. Just always go in expecting nothing. Just because like when you're in that case, you have a much higher chance of being glad about whatever it is you got, as opposed to who knows what it could be.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Because it's very easy to just like tell somebody like, nah, dude, just forget about it. Like, doesn't matter. But it's like it's fun to like be excited. Like, imagine E3 if everyone's expectations were it was gonna suck. Like, it just wouldn't be fun.
Just negative. Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah. But it like for Atlus in general, like I've learned personally to just let whatever happen. For like E3, yeah, I can definitely get hyped for that. Nintendo Directs, I just inevitably get extremely excited just at the idea of a Nintendo Direct. So like for certain things, yeah, I get extremely excited. It's just with Atlus. It's just
unless it's a Treehouse Live where they talk about Bakugan, then you're allowed to not be excited.
Yes, yeah, a Treehouse Live, yes. Unless it's the SMT5 Treehouse Live like earlier this year.
Never forget Bakugan. Switch exclusive. The dark side of games no one talks about being a Switch exclusive. Also, thank you to everyone in chat who still remembers El Shaddai. I feel so much more happier that I'm not the only one who remembers that fever dream of a game.
It's the first time I heard of it tonight. I'm sorry.
That is hey, it's on Steam now. Never a better time. Want to make sure I'm pulling up the next question on the right spot. Here we go. All right, so from the Facebook group, First one comes from C, who I'm probably butchering their name, but I will definitely not try their last name. It's just CE. Who said, I'm not really looking forward to whatever the announcement, besides it's probably going to release 4 years from now anyway. I will understand that. Like, I get, like, the memes about the delays because of P5. I think if you're someone who thinks P5 was delayed a bajillion years, you've clearly never actually been a fan of a game that's literally been delayed a year. Like, been delayed multiple years. Like, Last Guardian fans know where they're at. Like, we all know how long Shenmue 3 took. Like, there are games that make P5's wait look like nothing.
Yeah, wasn't Shenmue like a decade or some crap like that? It's like a ridiculously long time.
Really, really long time. Like, for you, do you have, like, that one game, like even, like, a Kingdom Hearts 3, of, like, from announcement to release just takes forever? Like, what's that one game that comes to mind for you? It was like, oh my god, I had to wait so long for this.
This is just gonna sound funny, but I gotta say SMT5, but that's just because it's been, like, I have nostalgia for, like, waiting for it, basically. But, like, I don't know, a lot of games, like, I got into a lot of games, like, when they're already out. I can't really think of a game that I had to wait for so long. Like, I'm not into Kingdom Hearts, really, so I don't know.
And you call, and you call yourself Riku.
Wait a minute. Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Yeah. Perfect, yeah. Even if you're not, school. Even if you're, like, not counting the PS3 tech teaser, like, honestly, that announcement, again, going back to CyberConnect 2, like, it was a long time, man. Like, there were many years of silence of just, like, we thought that game was just dead.
Yeah, I was in 2015. I was a senior in high school when they announced that. I remember my teacher getting so hyped about it. It was like, "Yo, that's so cool."
Teacher? Yo, that's a dope teacher. If I literally could not imagine a teacher coming into school and say, "Yo, dude, you see that Final Fantasy trailer, man?"
Oh no, though, for real though. Like, even like for Final Fantasy 13 when that game released, like, this was back in 6th grade for me. I had a teacher. She was like, I was like legit giving us tips on how to beat the game and stuff.
That's
how to, like,
a
beat
real
these certain
one.
Bosses.
That's a real ass teacher. That's awesome.
Yeah. I had mad respect for her, but yeah.
Oh god, dude. Speaking of waiting a long time, Mark bringing up the truthest of truth, Bayonetta 3. Bayonetta 3 fans, man. Anytime you see someone talking about Persona 5 being delayed a long time, just look at Bayonetta 3.
It's just man, such a weird situation. You got the voice actress saying some really suspect stuff, so I don't know. But I actually bought Bayonetta 1 and you can hear me, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. Sorry, I thought I cut out. I played Bayonetta 1 and 2, like, when they announced it and it released in February 2018. I was like, maybe I can have the game beat in time by Bayonetta 3. You know? That was my thought process back then.
Got a good time, man. You still got time. Take your time.
Yeah. I actually started playing through 2 again recently, and it's actually really, really good.
Oh, man. NP got a good question. I remember the voice actress said something. What was it specifically she said that had people worried?
Yeah. Somebody, like, she put a post, like, saying, like, oh, she enjoyed, like, being Bayonetta, stuff like that. And then somebody said, yeah, I can't imagine Bayonetta without your voice, blah, blah, blah. She said, well, you might have to imagine it. I was like, wait, hold on, what?
Oh, yeah. Like, making it seem like, yeah, she's done with the character. Yeah, I remember people worried about that.
And some people were saying, like, well, it's obviously the voice actors can't say anything if they're working on a project, but, like, why would a voice actress say that? You know, like, if
I don't believe Bayonetta 3's done like some people do. I believe that voice acting was done years ago. I bet Bayonetta 3 voice acting was done forever ago. So, that depressing topic aside, Bayonetta 3. Well, I'm sure we'll see something from you eventually. Our next question from Facebook comes from Damien, who brings up a good question. I'd be curious what you think about this, Riku. Do you think Trinity Souls is better than the Persona 5 anime?
Man, I can't answer because I haven't seen any of them. I've only seen the Persona 4 animation.
Not even Golden?
No, not Golden. I just watched P4.
Dude, the Golden one I actually like better. I think Golden is legitimately like probably my favorite Atlus adaptation. It's really good.
I've seen some of it, and I just like it looked a little bit weird, but I mean, whatever. It's just whatever. I just only seen base Persona 4, so I say base Persona 4 for an anime. I've only seen Persona 4 the animation.
So, other question. Oh, actually, I do want to say this because forever ago, like literally the first Christmas special we did for SMTN was we watched the first episode of Persona Trinity Souls. When news gets slow again, I want to go back and like watch that with everybody and like go through it because it's like that show's not worth me watching on my own for no reason. But I think if I made it like a book club thing, it would be kind of fun. But like, there's so much to do right now. Like, there's no way I can make that happen at all. But like, I am curious at least, especially now that it's like easier for people to stream.
Yeah. That sounds like a pretty fun idea.
Last Facebook question was from Steven Yip, who said, did they say anything for real, though? Remember all those people speculating remakes, etc.? That's, like, another great thing I wanted to talk about, is, like, don't you love how, like, the people who were, like... Because, like, obviously I've been saying the remasters are coming, but that's not really, like, that crazy to say. But, like, the one that I really don't get is, like, notice how quiet everyone is today who was like, guys, the arena games are coming. Like, Persona 3 Remake is coming. Like, all of those people have not said a single thing today.
You're right. I don't think it's coming. Wait, wasn't it leaked, though? It was, like, leaked or something?
No. Nothing. Hey, a lot of Atlus stuff leaks. Nothing Arena and nothing P3 Remake has leaked at all. 100%.
That's so sad. Well, they just need a remaster for P3.
Yeah, it's like yes, a remake would be cool. They don't need one though. Like it's just such a like it would be nice to see, but is the definition of definitely not needed. You know?
Yeah, because like it looks like P4, and P4 already looks, I think, good enough, honestly, for just like a quick remaster. So just do that.
Ooh, Discord question from NT. Jaginga says, great question. Is this the low point for Atlus celebrating the 25th anniversary, or could it get worse from here?
I think this is the low point. I think they're just going to start off low, just kind of throw a curveball, and then they're just going to announce Persona 6 and 7 at the very end.
I will say this. Never say never. I 100% believe it could get worse. I don't want it to get worse, but I 100% could believe it gets worse.
I just can't imagine what would be worse than this, to be honest.
But see, they'll find a way. They'll find a way for like something terrible.
Jack Frost just said Persona Racing. Like, I would be cool with that. That would be a high point to me personally.
Only if it's developed by Naughty Dog and in the exact same style as Jack X. That's the only way I'll take it. Or I will also accept Crash Team Racing style Persona 5 Racing.
I love Crash Team Racing. It's better than Mario Kart.
Oh my god, Rigo, I know. See, now you've said a couple things that have definitely hurt my feelings tonight and on my birthday of all nights. I'm sorry. I needed to be honest with you, dude. The last time we talked to you, you probably don't remember this. Do you know the last thing I said to you?
It was probably about Crash 4, but no, I don't remember.
I said, Riku, the next time I see you, I will have played Crash 4.
Did you play Crash 4?
I don't even own Crash 4.
Oh my god.
So, it's because the fucking PS5 version got me. Because remember, we knew a PS5 version was coming before it was out. And I was like, oh, I'll just wait till the physical release on PS5. They physically re-released Tony Hawk. Why wouldn't they re-release Crash Bandicoot? And they still haven't physically released Crash Bandicoot. I mean, so
you gotta have the PS5 version.
I don't gotta have it, but it was like I kept waiting because like it makes too much sense. Like, why would they not just release Crash 4 on PS5? And I was proven wrong many times, and it hurt my feelings a lot. But like, I think this year's Black Friday it'll be an easy $20, like on the PS4 version, like. At that point, I'll just pick it up and be like, okay, whatever. Because like I know I will love it. There's no way I would not love Crash 4.
Yeah, I still need to play through it again. But like I said before, like last time we were, what was it? What podcast were we on? Was it David or someone else?
It's all a blur, man. Could have been on. I could have been on your podcast and I didn't even know it.
Yeah, I was going on just about how much I love the game, and so, yeah.
So
yeah, that's Crash 4 is my favorite Persona game.
Well, you need a T-shirt that just says that Crash 4 is the best Persona game.
You heard it here first.
Crash 4 best Persona, Gex 3 best SMT.
Absolutely.
Gex 3 Nocturne.
Oh my god, what's going on anymore?
Oh, last Discord question comes from Demonica. Demonica says, how long do you think it's going to take for the animes that are streaming to come to the West? Let me answer that for you quickly. None of them will, or at least some of them will, but not all of them, because the rights are a complete disaster. The actual surprising thing is that Trinity Souls is streaming is because Atlus owns very little rights to Trinity Souls. Trinity Souls is like half the production company who made it, who I'm always forgetting, and like Sony owns all the music rights to it. Like they own very little real rights to Trinity Souls. So like that's actually kind of surprising that it was able to come back, but there's like no incentive. Like no offense, like because like only two of these projects are dubbed, only one of them are good. Because only one of those animes are dubbed, there's very little incentive to get them legally streaming in the West because of how old they are and how little interest they have by fans. Like, they're not a Cowboy Bebop. No one is getting nostalgic for the P3 movies.
I remember when they were on Netflix, and I should have watched them then. Or at least one of them were on Netflix.
No, yeah, the P3 movies were on Netflix.
Yeah. Too bad they get rid of everything.
I wish I could make this a more interesting conversation. It would probably be more of a thing for like the voice actor side of things, but I literally think the only reason we as a society we as a society or as a community in the fandom don't care about the Persona 3 movies, because they're good movies. The only reason we don't care about them in the West is because they are Japanese only. I think that not dubbing that was a huge part of why no one cares about them in the West.
Yeah, I could totally understand that. For like, okay, this is for me personally. I don't know how you feel about it, but actually, I'm pretty sure you're the opposite for me. But like, if a game is only Japanese, like, I'll still be interested, but I'll be like less engaged.
Oh no, you know, dude! I have to strong arm my wife. My wife is like the most elitist for dubs and subs. Like, if something is not subtitles, like she has to like be strong armed into enjoying it. Like the only time where we don't do something, even that, like she's so hardcore. Like when we play Genshin Impact, it's Chinese only. Anything else sounds garbo. Like English Genshin voice acting to me like sounds like literal like anime stereotype cringe. But like
yeah.
But it's like but it's especially funny because I feel like the entire fucking cast of recent Atlus games are all in Genshin. But Genshin, 10 out of 10 Chinese dub. Another game that has an amazing Chinese dub no one talks about, Dynasty Warriors 9 was the first game in the series to actually have Chinese voice acting. Amazing Chinese dub. An amazing Chinese dub. With one of the worst English dubs they've ever done. But
I was just going to make a joke.
But like, I love dubs, and I have no problem with like with subs or dubs either. If anything, I'm more of a dubs guy, but it's just one of those funny things of especially enjoying things and watching things with her a lot more. It's been way more subs in my life.
Yeah. Okay, so I guess it just kind of depends for me. Like, for the most part, I prefer dubs, and actually, I pretty much always prefer dubs in games. For animes, I prefer dubs, but there's this one anime on Netflix called Kakegurui or something. I don't know how to pronounce it. I don't know. It's about gambling and stuff like that. I watched that one in Japanese. So
that was the show. I'm probably gonna also butcher the name, but that's the one where the girl basically is like extremely turned on by gambling, correct?
Yes, it's such a freaking weird show, dude. Like
I've seen like the first couple episodes. The one thing I always mention about that the one thing I remember about that show a lot: amazing music and way too pretty. It's really, really gorgeous.
Yeah, it's a really good looking anime. But yeah, it's just like it's a really good. I need to finish it. I got through the first half. I never finished the second half, unfortunately, but. Yeah. Oh
my god, Demi Crow with the clutchest of clutch, but so true. Where was my Dynasty Warriors movie review? I said I'm going to release a review of this movie because they did a movie for Dynasty Warriors. They actually made in China Dynasty Warriors movie this year, and it released on Netflix. Did you know this?
I had no clue.
Okay, it's still on Netflix because Netflix paid for the rights for it. Amazing. It's actually amazing. I need to find a way like to get my wife to like do it with me, like the like video review if possible, because like it's legitimately one of the best video game movies I've ever seen, but it is a terrible movie. Like if you don't play Dynasty Warriors, it makes no sense. It's like a fucking fever dream.
Oh, so you gotta have the background.
It skips over because it's one movie to summarize 30 years in a multi-generational war. So, like, there's so many time skips with no explanations. Like, when we were watching with her family, I would pause it and be like, okay, so at this point, he butchered a guy, and now he's on the run, but he killed this guy's family, but only because he thought they were going to kill him, but he was actually wrong, and now 10 years have just passed.
Oh my god. That sounds
Ryan, I need an explanation as soon as humanly possible. Werehog from Sonic Unleashed got me into Warriors. That sounds like the beginning to, like, how I got into, like, becoming an alcoholic or something. Like, that sounds incredibly depressing and amazing all at the same time.
I'm guessing it's because you're attacking a bunch of slimy dudes at the same time.
But how do you go from playing the Werehog to go, I need more of this, and the only answer is Dynasty Warrior? Like, where's the connective tissue there?
Yeah, I need more. Let me go ahead and buy Dynasty Warriors. That's hilarious.
I need an XBLA demo for Dynasty Warrior 6 to have, like, explained it. Like, I had 2 demos left on my hard drive. Sonic Unleashed and Dynasty Warrior 6 on XBLA. That's all I could have.
Sonic Unleashed is really good. Underrated, by the way.
Half of it's very good.
The music is amazing.
That is very true. Really, really good soundtrack. Next, the rest of them are all from Twitter. So first one's by me, Costume Guy. How far do you think you can throw Morgana from Persona 5? I'm gonna be honest. I don't like to, like, pat myself on the back of the head or think I'm, like, a big tough guy. I think if I had a good wind-up, I could legitimately throw Morgana halfway. You know what? I'll say this. I could legitimately throw Morgana the length of a basketball court. From end to end.
Are we talking cat form or like the...
Cat form. 100% cat form. Like human cat form. Not metaverse cat form. Like baby cat form.
Yeah. Okay, so... First off, I'm not throwing a cat because I love cats. I don't even have a pet, but I love a cat.
Morgana's not a cat. Guilt-free.
You know what? You're right. You're right. Yeah,
I'm gonna go from not throwing this cat to drop kicking this cat.
Nah, as long as there's a trampoline or like some pillows on the other side, I can probably throw Morgana. I'd say maybe like 3/4 of the way of a basketball court, maybe.
Yeah. I like yours a little more realistic, only by being a little shorter than mine. But you are probably correct. Hito Sanchez brings up a great point too. Guilt-free reason, they will fall on their feet though. So if we yeet Morgana will still land on their feet.
Okay, so yeah. I'm still gonna have the pillows, but yeah, he can land on his feet, but he's gotta have some pillows to land on too for me to throw him.
Also, Demi Crow, unfortunately Strikers 2 would have been announced by now, but Koei Tecmo is trying to get Strikers 2K21 to also have Jake from State Farm, so they're in the they're in the contract stage right now with State Farm. So once they get that all tied up, then you'll get Jake from State Farm in Persona 5 Strikers 2, Jake from State Farm edition.
As long as he's wearing khakis.
Yeah, it's all mandatory khakis. It's gonna be a buddy cop adventure. Like the entire cast of P5S is out of it, even though it's called Strikers 2. It's literally just Jake from State Farm and Goro Akechi, just wearing their khakis together.
I'm gonna need that to happen.
Oh man, I'm gonna make this come true, and it's gonna look really horrible. Lance on Twitter says, realistically, when do you think Atlus will stop pushing SMT5? As that will be the real thing they care about. When do you think they will stop pushing? That's a weird one. Through the holiday. Oh, okay, so like after release. My money is on February, March. Honestly, if it doesn't become a million seller,
oh no!
If it's not a million seller, which I everything I've heard is it's on track to be the best selling game of the entire series. Like already like going to like sell P5 numbers.
Oh man, that sounds amazing.
I could see them stopping in December if it doesn't sell a million. If it actually sells as well as people are thinking, it's tough because it goes back to the thing of they're not going to support this game with DLC though, like actual like post game content.
Wait, you don't think so?
No, like there's DLC, but like it's all going to be done at release. Like that's what they're working on now.
Okay.
So
Gotcha.
All right, I'll give you a complicated answer. They will stop talking about the game in January, but when the exclusivity deal is up in the next-gen version that we all know is coming to PC and PlayStation 5, is that... It? Oh, 100%. 100%. Then they will boost it up again and make it the, like, Maniacs Edition or whatever. Like, the final mix for SMT5. Because, like, I got into this a little bit with LaRue on Twitter a couple of days ago, talking about the exclusivity deal thing, because right now at Epic, there's been a really big push. Epic really, really, really wants the PC version of SMT5 because it's on Unreal Engine 4. It's going to be a big push, that engine initiative, and remember, Epic put money into SMT5. Like, they're like with Nintendo in terms of, like, they're financially producing that game. So, I could see it, and obviously at that point, Atlus wouldn't just bring it to Steam and not bring it to next-gen consoles. Like, after that Nintendo exclusivity deal's up, fucking bring it everywhere, man. I'm already excited to see SMT5 on 720p on a Switch. I bet you that game looks amazing in 4K.
I mean, that would be cool. Obviously, more people get to play it, but I don't know. I'm not sure.
Do you think it would lose the appeal if it wasn't a Switch exclusive after a year?
Probably not, because it'd probably be like just like Monster Hunter Rise, how that's coming to PC. People are still gonna get it on Switch.
Okay, here's a weird tangent one. Is it just coming to PC? Like, they're not gonna just only put it on PC, are they?
That's what I'm saying, but as far as I know, like they only announced the PC.
No, yeah, that's true. But then at the same time, it's like, see, they're at a top point because they're working on Monster Hunter 6. Like, the team behind World is working on 6. So then it's like, by the time Rise comes out on PC, will it be close enough to just announce 6, you know?
Yeah, I don't know. It's a weird situation.
I kind of wish they just did what they do with Stories and just released day and date Switch and PC.
Oh, you said for Monster Hunter Stories?
Yeah, because remember, Stories 2 released on PC and Switch same day.
Oh, I thought... Wait, it's on right now?
Literally launched day and date on PC. I totally forgot it until it came out that day.
Didn't know that.
Looks insanely better than the Switch version, but the Switch version looks great too. So it's like like Capcom definitely is like double dipping in all the best ways.
Wow, I did not know it was out. I don't know why I thought it was coming out next year as well. But yeah, who knows? But as of now, yeah, it seems like Switch, PC, but I wouldn't be surprised if it came to PlayStation as well, especially with like after World, I think like 16 million. Seems like a no-brainer.
It is their best selling game of all time. Sold better than fucking Street Fighter 2. How insane is that?
Awesome.
We're living in a crazy time.
When they announced it, that was good times. A long time ago they announced it. And I still only played like 20 hours of it.
Zero had more of a comment, wrapping up our last couple of things. Said, do you expect that video game updates will be on the next update? Honestly, kind of going back to my thing, I kind of joked about it, but I do want to, like, pull this out there. I legitimately expect the next Persona announcement will not be at the Persona event in December. It will be announced at the Game Awards, specifically the pre-show, if it's not leaked beforehand. It'll not be big enough for the actual Game Awards, but Jeff Keighley will stick it in the pre-show with Kyle Bosman. And then the next day later, it'll be on the Atlus live stream for Japanese viewers. That's my, like, dumb prediction bet. Do you have, like, a bet for when specifically we get it besides just December?
Not really. I feel like December would be it too. Honestly.
Okay, how about this pre or post Christmas? Because we waited 20 days we waited 2/3 of September to get it. Do you think we get it pre or post Christmas then?
Well, post Christmas would be just 6 days until next year. I feel like pre-Christmas. Definitely pre-Christmas.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yandere Panzer says, given the Atlus-like nature of the first announcement, do you have concerns over the other announcements? So we kind of got into this of like... How much worse could it really get, but also being aware of let's try not to jinx it, let's knock on wood. So, hopefully not too much worse. Demi Crow, traveling back in time to ask a question for free, says, first off, why the funky wasn't this P4G? And second, does this mean the anniversary... Does this mean most of the anniversary is going to be like this? I'll say this. I don't know if you agree, Riku. 100% no. There's no way that this is the tone of the anniversary. They're not that dumb.
Yeah, I agree. Absolutely not. That would be like a complete fail on their part. If this is their anniversary, like just little baby stuff like this.
Jack Frost with the most amazing troll announcement. If they did this, like they would never do this, but I would die. Imagine if one of their announcements was Persona 5 Royal only coming to PS3. I would die of laughter.
I wouldn't be able to take them seriously at that point. Oh my god. That'd just be the most goofy thing ever. Let me just get a PC first, please.
Well, Riku, we made it. An hour and 45 minutes, almost 45 minutes of questions, but we made it. Into the show. Thank you for sitting through me with all this, and extra thank you to the 60 of you watching live. If someone wants to be an absolute Chad and donate a penny to get us to $10, I will give you an extra special birthday shout out, just mainly because I'm curious if you can actually super chat a penny. That'd be really funny.
I believe $1 is the minimum.
Boo! I don't appreciate that. We only take pennies in this house.
Yeah, $1 is definitely the minimum.
I'll give you 3 shillings and not a penny less. Well, Riku, where can people find you if you would like to get more Riku action in your life?
Awesome. Guys, if you want more Riku chat, if you want more Riku action in your life, my YouTube channel is Katana Riku. My Twitter is also Katana Riku. And I do content on Shin Megami Tensei, Persona, Monster Hunter, other JRPGs, and all that good stuff. So check me out. Follow me on Twitter. I'm like at 500 followers. I like to.
I'm at 500. I'm at 500 subscribers. Everybody.
No, 1,500 on YouTube. I'm really happy with that so far.
Now you primarily stream through YouTube and stuff, right? Or do you do much Twitch?
When I stream, it's basically always on YouTube. I don't like Twitch at all. I hate Twitch. I hate their system.
Also,
I don't know. Their website, the app is really finicky, and just you can't rewind. And I don't like any of it. So
Twitch is like my.
And then I always get like ads on stuff. It's just really annoying.
Twitch is like my dumping grounds for games that don't deserve to be uploaded on my channel. Like, I'll post anything on my channel, but if like I'm playing something garbage, like if I'm streaming Monkey Ball Banana Blitz HD, like that's garbage for Twitch. Twitch can get that garbage. Like if I'm playing something like good and fun, that goes on the main channel.
Yeah, so like with the whole, like I've been thinking about like doing Twitch only because like my channel has been kind of like pulled into the whole JRPG things, but I still like to stream. I would still like to play other games like Smash and all that stuff, but that wouldn't really mesh with my channel at the moment. So that's the only reason I was thinking of going to Twitch. But even then, it's my channel. If I want to stream Smash, I'll just stream Smash, just whatever.
So I don't know if you want to give anyone a tease, but I would be curious. Do you have any plans, like what any like big projects or anything you're hoping to do, any like reviews or whatever for the channel people might be able to look forward to?
For my channel? I actually had the idea of doing Kenna only because reviews are like not even here and they're dropping like I think at release or something like that.
Bro, in an hour the game is out. The game is out in an hour from now.
All right, so I know what I'm doing when I get off this podcast. I'm gonna play Kenna. Yeah, I'm gonna try to binge that game and get it done in like 2 days or so, and then I'm gonna do like a little short review. All right. Because I love the way the game looks. It looks like it's gonna be really promising, but I'm saying that, and there's no reviews out, so I don't know. But yeah, that's where I am. Oh, also on my channel, like I know it's been a while since I've made a video. It's been like 5 days, but that's just because like
life, man.
Gets in the way. Life, and it's just in a way. But also, life is in a way. I'm always moving back and forth between 2 places. It's really annoying. But it's just hard to talk about SMT5 nowadays because I feel like I've already said everything I needed to say. So I'm kind of like thinking of going back to Nocturne and making stuff on that. So I'm just giving my thoughts on it.
Let me tell you, man, doing a weekly podcast, you might think I've hit that wall. I probably should have hit that wall. I've somehow not hit that wall. Like, you would think after almost a decade of doing this podcast, like, pretty much weekly, I would have, like, the most series burnout.
Yeah. Still going strong, though. That's the good stuff.
Somehow. I've scared all of my, I've scared all of my co-host away, my permanent co-host, but at least I'm still going. Demi Kerr, by the way, did break us out of the double-digit penny thing, which I very much appreciate. But let's see. Demi Crow is demanding DM Atlus and tell them to release Jack Bros in 4K. I'll tell you this right now, and this is definitely a gross misuse of my power, and it might just be the Mountain Dew voodoo talking in me. I'll tell you this right now. If I get, and this is definitely a shameless plug.
Go for it.
I am at, let's see, we are at 13 patrons. If we can get to 28 patrons by the end of the week, so 28 different people at least donating $1 to patreon.com/SMTN, I will personally email, DM, and whatever. I will mail a letter, because I know where their personal offices is. I will do all three of those things to say, where is Jack Bros in 4K? Just for you, Demi Crow.
Yeah, I gotta make that happen.
But only if we get to 28 patrons. So if you and all your friends can find it in your heart to donate $1 for a month, you get the podcast early, you get extra giveaways, you can slide in my DMs and be in the first ever Patreon Town Hall, which I promise is happening before the end of this month is done. That is the plan. So remember, patreon.com/SMTN, patreon.com/SMTN. It's in the links below of like every video. You can donate as little as $1 to be a patron, or if you want, you can be an executive producer, like the Giga Chads, Jagingus, Philip. Ooh, I don't have these sorted correctly. Chugga, Solaire, and Patrick and Robert Dogman. If you want to be executive producers like all of those awesome individuals who support and help pay the podcast hosting fee nightmare that is this show for the last 9 years, you can go to the patreon.com/SMTN. But besides that, you can find the Discord, Facebook group, Twitter, all that fun jazz, YouTube where you can watch this live. All the links are in the description of wherever you're checking this out, so it won't bother you any longer. Also, I desperately gotta go pee, so I'm trying to wrap this show up to the best of my approval. The Jagingus approved. Yes, thank you all so much. Thank you for the fun podcast. Thank you, Riku, for sticking with me for almost 2 hours. And thank all of you for making this pre-birthday podcast super duper fun. I love and appreciate all of you. I was waiting for them to say anything back, and I realized that only you can talk to me. So, Riku, I'm just going to let you be the audience. So, thank you. If you ever want to do this again or want to make another terrible mistake for 2 hours, you're welcome back anytime. Now we will say goodbye, and hopefully more amazing news will drop in the next week or two. So, goodbye, everybody.
All right, goodbye, chat. Thanks for coming through.
Jack Bros best SMT game. I'll say this. Jack Bros, remember everybody, the first SMT game. Never forget. It was the first English SMT game, at least. So goodbye, everybody. Woo! We made it. We're alive.